Hey everybody out there in the land of YouTube, Annette Dion here. I'm the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. It's Friday night and I want to just go over some news and also astronomical news is that 3I Atlas is getting closer, and I've been listening to some of the science in terms of the geology, the makeup of this interstellar comet thingamajiggy. It's real scientific, and it's a big deal. This is a big deal from a scientific standpoint. It's a big deal. The elements that this interstellar object has contained in it is like all the elements that are needed for life, to create life, like, carbon and certain minerals and, all the stuff that, and water too. So my wheels are turning, and it's going to affect the planet in such a way that we will get sort of the cosmic sort of energy from it, including those elements. This is my really novice way of describing it. But these objects from space are likely what seeded life on this planet. An interstellar object that crashed into the Earth and had the right components to create life. So, all that just to say, it's a big deal. It will affect us. It will affect us energetically. So I'm going to actually start with that. I'm going to start with just asking the cards for a little bit of insight as to how we're going to feel it. I hope you had a good day. I know there's a lot of horrible things happening. I don't even recommend that you watch The Orange Monster anymore, because it'll just infuriate you. I've never seen somebody so, I always say this, I've never seen anything like it. One of his favorite lines. Never seen anything like it. It's vile. What's coming out of his mouth is absolutely vile. So anyway, let's switch back to the comet. What kind of energy will this comet bring to us? How will it affect us? I'm using the Psychic Tarot. It's going to seed us with new energy. Now, this isn't even anything like all woo, woo, woo. It's going to seed our planet with an influx of different frequencies that we will pick up on, and we probably won't really be conscious of it. But if you're psychic, if you're sensitive, if you're practiced in receiving information, receiving energies, you will feel it. And everybody has that capacity. And we will experience heightened awareness of the suffering on this planet. We'll experience a heightened awareness of the suffering on this planet, which brings out our compassion. And it brings out our sense of we are in this together. All this purging of the evil and the slime and the darkness is not easy to go through because it's being put on full display. Hence what I just said about the orange monster, who I was calling Foudus last night, but I guess you'd really pronounce that Foudus, right? F-U, F up of the United States, yeah. So that's what he's done to this country. effed it up. It's pretty damn clear. I'm going to choose 3 cards to ask how it will affect what's happening in the United States. It's a planetary event, but it might affect different countries in different ways, depending on what they're going through. So how's it going to affect the United States? It'll show us our destiny, where we move on from the old ways and we find our voice. So actually, the suffering and loss, those cards I just pulled, it's kind of showing me the full message, which is we will suffer if we don't express ourselves. There's nothing worse than holding in your negative emotions. So there's moving on from where we've been to our destiny, which is about expressing who we are as human beings, not AI robots, as human beings. Something to think about. I understand. I was talking to a couple of women last night, just a couple of women that I bumped into at an event, and they were saying at their work, they're making them use AI. And all I could think about was how much AI is really raping the environment. Just brazenly, oh, we have tons of money, so let's just rip up this rural land and put in AI infrastructure and use up all their water and jack up their electricity bills. I think we're moving into a time where we have to express ourselves as human beings. That actually, you know what, despite what they're telling us, we don't need AI. It's not essential, but it's being touted as something that if you don't have it, you're not going to be able to make it in the world. We'll read more about that. Let's read more about that. What will we experience? I got, not very long ago, and I mentioned it, that the AI bubble was going to burst. Let's ask the pendulum about that. Is the AI bubble going to burst? Are we going to see the AI bubble burst? Are we going to see that? Yeah. Well, let's ask when. When will it be its worst? When will the burst be at its worst? Will it be this year? We only have 4 weeks left. There are less than 4 weeks. Will it be in January? Will we see the AI bubble burst? Will it? Yeah, the start of the year. Will it be like 2008? No. Will it be like the Great Depression? No, not really. Will it be unlike anything we've ever seen before? Yeah. Excuse me. I'm getting better. It's just... just a tickle. Let's read on what's going to happen to the monster. What he's saying about the Somalians in Minnesota. I think it's Minnesota. Yeah, it is. Because he's picking on Tim Wells. There are no words. I cannot describe how, like, the depth of my emotions in my reaction to what he's saying. And I did see a video by Mary Trump, and she showed a clip of a press conference from yesterday or today, where he just, oh my gosh, he crapped all over the Somalians. He accused them of all these heinous, horrible things. I'm surprised he didn't say they're eating the cats and dogs. It's just unfathomable to me. If you were just telling me this stuff and I didn't see it for myself, I probably wouldn't believe you. And after he went on this heinous, evil, demonic screed about, I don't know why the Somalians are bothering him so much, but anyway, the people around him, and Mary Trump she showed this, and she commented, because it was unbelievable, they clapped. Which reminds me of the Nazi rally at Madison Square Garden back in October. It was October 27th in 2024. When they were saying horrible racist things, like that the island of Puerto Rico was a garbage island, and they clapped and they cheered. Three cards about Dumpy. There are no words. I just remember at that time being so worried about all the people that were going to suffer because of the racism that was on display. It's not the majority of people, just to be clear. But it was just unbelievable. Sorry, it's just so upsetting. I think about the children all the time. What's happening to Dumpy? Well, I think he's really, really, really visibly losing power. The Sun card is here because that's being exposed. And the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Cups indicate that it's being worked on. His ousting is being worked on. And I'm not talking about Teal and JD. I'm talking about the military. And I think that it's really helpful for us to not go into when. I really think it's helpful to us if we resist the temptation to think when and to be all aggravated, or maybe give it a time limit on how long we're going to be aggravated and upset about that it hasn't happened yet, because that can really delay what needs to happen from happening. I'm just talking metaphysics. Okay, so let's take a look at the United States in the face of these war crimes. This country in the face of these war criminals. I talked to you about Keg's Breath and that Pentagon press secretary. And I'm going to speak in code. And I'll tell you that she was not chosen for her expertise. She was chosen, I'll show you a picture because I showed it to you last night. Okay. Really dizzy girl. Of course, what else would we expect? This girl, Kingsley Wilson. She looks like she's about 16 and she's a dingbat. And she's the Pentagon press secretary. And Keg's Breath is having a masculinity crisis. So he's wanting to prove his masculinity. There, that was the code. Sometimes you have to be a psychic on my channel as a viewer. What is his fate at the current time? He's digging in. They're screaming for his ouster, and he's digging in like a stubborn, cantankerous, little evil child. So let's see how that's going to go. I get that he's grasping at straws. He's grasping for anybody to support him, anybody who can have his back in the face of the war crimes that he's committing. He has this delusional idea that people are for him. He's stealing our honor, to put it mildly. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I do think that he's taking advantage of a female. Five of Cups. We're in a time right now with Keg's Breath where we're all going to be, it's a little bit like the SCOTUS situation. So damn corrupt, and we have to put up with this. I got that it would be 5 more days. That was yesterday, so 4 more days. He's stolen that position, basically. And the Five of Cups is, there's something salvageable here for us. And the Queen of Pentacles, there are women that have pressed charges against Keg's Breath in the past for sexual assault. Nice, right? Good example for the children. And seems like they all have that going on. And it feels to me like there's some, not only this military stuff, these war crimes that are going to be a huge problem for him. But I see compounded upon that are like women who are going to start calling for his ouster because of the sexual assault in the past. I don't even know if he's married. I don't care. You don't have to look it up for me. Let's ask once again. I'm going to ask this. Is that Pentagon Press Secretary strictly playing that role? Is that the only role she's playing? Oh, no. No, that's not the only role that she's playing. I'm telling you, I saw took one look at this woman, this girl, and I was so angry. I talked about it last night. So angry. I'm going to read on ice because they're threatening more blue states and Louisiana too, right? I saw a horrible picture of ICE agents pointing guns up at these guys that were working on a roof in Louisiana. Nice, right? Bunch of hoodlums. Let's see. I'm going to choose 3 cards so today there was some kind of a hearing. The MAGA Republicans are making a mockery of our government. They're making a mockery of us. They're using our tax dollars, the MAGA Republicans, to take up time in hearings that they're holding. You may have seen this. And guess what they're talking about? Oh, are they talking about healthcare? No. Are they talking about FEMA? No. Are they talking about bringing down the price of things? No. Are they talking about the healthcare crisis that's about to happen, where all these people are going to lose their insurance because it's too high, they can't pay for it? And they're, talking about this murder bill, right? Are they talking about that? No. They're talking about shower heads. Remember when Moskowitz was going on during a hearing about all the problems that we're having? But this is like months ago. And the problem that the MAGAs were having was about gas stoves. I'm going to read on those MAGA Republicans that had the fucking audacity to have a hearing about shower heads. and people are going hungry, and Donald Trump is building a gilded ballroom. If it ever got built, and I don't think that it will, he wouldn't even be alive to see it. So the MAGA Republicans that chose to have a hearing to waste our time and money, our money, talking about shower heads. What happens to them? The Titanic. A bigger message from the Democrats. They're sinking themselves. They're sinking themselves. This isn't going to go over like, oh, it's okay, they're talking about that. Seven of Wands. I really do feel this sense that the Democrats have to just hold on and get through this tumbly time. Let's ask when the Democrats will have the majority. Again, and I asked about this before, let's see if it's consistent. Will the Democrats have the majority in January? Yeah. Yeah, that's a strong yes. I have this sense that what we're actually seeing in the news stories is just a fraction of what's going on. So mostly we see the bad news. I don't think we're hearing about the good things that are happening behind the scenes. So speaking of that, bear with me, because it's time for our what did the Biden-Harris administration achieve? This is where I read a few sentences about what they achieved. The administration achieved the lowest average unemployment in 50 years, with record low unemployment rates for Black Americans, Latino Americans, women, veterans, workers without a high school diploma, and workers with disabilities. The share of working-age Americans in the workforce reached its highest level in 2 decades, and the share of working-age women in the workforce hit a record high. The strong labor market led to better pay and working conditions. After-tax incomes increased by nearly $4,000, accounting for inflation, and real wages grew most quickly for low-wage workers. This is the strongest recovery for real wage growth in 50 years. Wealth adjusted for inflation rose a record 37% for the median American household. That was my little segment where I share with you what normalcy is. That's my little segment where I share with you the amazing president that Joe Biden was. And this entire nation was gaslit. And the source of that gaslighting is a psyop that Russia and other enemy countries were engaged in. And I think the reason I feel guided to read you that every day from that pages and pages and pages of the Biden-Harris achievements is because we need to keep a mental and knowing and feeling image and intention and knowing that we can have that again. We have to put our focus on it. There's a huge 3-eye atlas intergalactic thing hurling towards Earth that's going to change the vibrational frequency for the good. For the good. We have benevolent helpers. Let's see. I want to choose another deck to read a couple more things. I'm going to read on the females like Kamala Harris and all the other powerful females in positions of leadership for democracy. Come on, Kamala Harris was the vice president, and she won. 3 cards about what's going to happen with the females, the powerful females, as a collective. You know, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, all the powerful females, the prosecutors. What's going to happen with all the females that are power women for democracy? The sun is going to shine on them. Justice is on its way. And the message from the women, I'm reminded of the suffragette movement, where they didn't get as much power because they just got the right to vote. I'm seeing the women. Since the suffragette movement, obviously, we're much, much, much more powerful. We have many more rights. This is that kind of energy amped up, where the women just put their foot down and said, fuck that. Maybe that's actually what they said during the suffragette movement. We're not doing this anymore. We're not being, you know, second-class citizens anymore. We have to keep our eye on the prize and our energy on that prize till we win. I want to say something about the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has a majority of white supremacists. Don't ask me what happened to Clarence Thomas. I think he thinks he's in a white body. And I want to remind everybody that we cannot rely on the Supreme Court to do the thing that's decent. They will do the thing that's the most anti-American thing that they could do. They will do the thing, the majority in the Supreme Court, SCOTUS. They will do the thing that's going to upset you the most. Because part of this fascist game is to see how pissed off they can make you. If you doubt me, go listen to Donald, the F-U-O-T-U-S. F up of the United States. Go listen to what he said about the Somalians. This Supreme Court will do the wrong thing because it will upset you, just like his brazen, heinous racism upsets us. You know how they have to own the libs? That hasn't gone away. So the best thing for us to do is to be steadfast, to be dug in for building community, building unity, and being strong for each other as we fight back and we persist and we don't let up. The Democrats are winning in all the elections. So let's read on that before I go. Are the people of the United States going to bowl over this fascist regime? Yes, we're going to bowl them over. We're going to get a strike. Get a bowling ball. That's a good image, right? You have a big bowling ball, and there they are. They're the pins. Except you have to do it a few times because there's a lot more than 10 pins. A lot more than 10 of the heinous ones. Let's pick a, maybe a goddess card. Let's pick a goddess card. I like the goddess cards. Don't forget we're having a winter solstice event. These events that we're having for winter solstice, 2 of the ones I'm having are in person, but the one with Kathy Beale, they're right at the time that this 3-eye atlas is closest to the planet. Closest on the 19th. So anyway, it's going to be a really high vibration celebration. Go to empowermentunlimited.net to sign up for the winter solstice event with myself and Kathy Beale. Get your tickets there. It's a Zoom event. We're picking a goddess. I hear music playing from the bar down the street already. It's Friday night. There's reggae up the street too. I might have to go listen to some reggae. It's a benefit for the there's a club right up the street, and it's a benefit concert given by the students at Berklee College of Music. I attended there, and they're having reggae night, and the proceeds they're raising money for. I think it was Hurricane Melissa was the name of that hurricane that hit Jamaica. So it's a Bob Marley tribute. So that's a good thing. I really should get myself up there and go. Enough about all that. We have healing, Gula healing. Gula, the Babylonian goddess of medicine and healing, has come to guide you as a blessing and for your well-being. You're being invited to address the areas of life that need healing. Perhaps you have moved so quickly through your life that you've forgotten about self-care. Perhaps the stories you've told yourself about who you are need healing. So this is for the collective. We don't always see that we are hurting ourselves or others. Take heart, for Gula comes into your world as your ally, saying that now is the most auspicious time to focus on healing in all aspects of your life. Only good things will come from your actions here. In fact, now is also the perfect time when you can be assured that you can heal rifts with others as well. Be sincere and call upon Gula for this precious commitment. You may also be called to the path of the healer now. If so, the goddess Gula supports this wholeheartedly. You just need to be willing, respect others, and do no harm, and miracles will arise as if out of nowhere. All right, thank you so much. Please hit the thumbs up. Please hit the hype button. I'm going into the recording studio on Tuesday. If you'd like to donate to my next recording session, you can leave a tip in the tip jar. And I don't know how I'd find out that it was you, so you can send me a note too. So psychicandnetion.com to book a session. I'll figure out how you can donate to my next recording session. I have a song about Christmas and a spiritual song, so if you want to donate. Thank you. See you soon. Namaste.